Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's a makeover. Today I'm joined by
Best friends, guys.
We'll be checking out why the Muslims don't marry non-Muslims. This was highly recommended and it's a good question though.
A very serious topic.
Yeah.
Very, very serious.
So guys, without further ado, let's get started.
You are gentlemen, as I see. Everybody here that I look at is a male so far. Now, suppose you went home tonight, every one of these distinguished gentlemen.
Yes.
And all of your daughters chose this day to tell you that they had decided to marry the Jewish boy down the street
Right.
or the Christian boy that was walking around. Young people, often they start all these things, and then how do you speak to them when you say, look, the Jew is my brother, the Christian is my brother, but we don't get married. And then you come back to white doesn't want to marry black, and then everybody passes laws. So intermarriage, or what they decided. What if your son came home and said, I have been a good Muslim for 30 years, but suddenly I have decided to become a Christian? I mean, so what do you say?
Yes.
Okay.
Your second question about marriage. Islam tells us, see, in detail now, whom we can and whom we can't. We follow this biblical injection to the letter, where the Bible says that an idolater or an idolatress thou shalt not marry. Now we uphold that. An idolater and an idolatress thou shalt not marry. So my son falls in love with a Hindu girl. My religion says, no, you can't marry her. No man, how beautiful she is. No man, how much she allures. What? Is it you can't marry. Now racially, with the Hindus, most of the Hindus, we are one language group. We have the same racial stock. We carry the same surnames. We enjoy the same dishes. But because of our religious concept, idea of God, my religion says, no, you can't marry an idolater or an idolatress. I can, my religion allows me to marry a Christian woman or a Jewess.
It does allow you
It
to
does
marry?
allow, yes. It does
I didn't
allow.
know that.
The reason. There's a reasoning behind it. He said, look, we are so close. If I marry a Christian, a Jewess, for example, I would be the last man to say anything abusive about any of the Jewish heroes. Moses, David, Solomon, Jesus. We have the highest respect for them. So this wife of mine is Jewess. She will be still at home with me. In other words, I respect Moses, I respect David, Solomon, all the prophets. What I'm going to tell her and reason with her is, so come dear, now come a step forward. You have been at a certain level of religious education. Come 2 steps forward. One is to accept Jesus and then accept Muhammad as well. So I'm asking her to come to a higher level of understanding religion. To the Christian woman, in this country, when I said that at first, that look, we are allowed to marry Christian women. So the white men in the audiences, when I delivered talks, they were thinking, say, yeah, I know why. So I said, why? He said, just because we are whites. You think now marrying a white woman is a superior thing to do? I said, no. Even if the Christian woman is an African woman, she is a Hottentot, she is a Bushman, she is Christian, I can marry her. Because again, we are so close. We accept Jesus as one of the mightiest messengers of God. We accept him as the Messiah. We accept his miraculous birth. We accept his many miracles. The only point of real difference between me and my spouse, that Christian lady, would be that I would say, look, he is not God. He is not the begotten Son of God. But everything else, we have a common denominator. We have one with the Jew. We have a common denominator with the Christian. So we said, we can get them, and more easily they can be absorbed in the house of Islam. Because whatever you believe, we believe, plus a step further. But now my daughter can't marry a Hindu man, nor can she marry a Jew, nor can she marry a Christian. Now the Hindu is understood being an idol worshipper. But now you say, what about the Jew and the Christian? I can marry a Jewess and I can marry a Christian woman. Why can't my daughter marry a Jew or a Christian?
Yeah.
Now the reason is that you see the Christian husband of my daughter, he's got no respect for Muhammad. He's going to use an offensive language. He's going to say Muhammad is an imposter.
Why?
Because that's
Not
his training.
necessarily.
No, that's his training. Because as soon as you say that you accept Muhammad as a prophet, you are a Muslim. You see, when you say, I say, look, Muhammad, you will say, look, Muhammad was a great man. Everybody says so. He was a mighty man. You know, he created a nation and an empire and a religion. He is supposed to have left behind a book, like the Quran. So he says, look, I take off my hat to the man. He's great. And so many people say he was one of the greatest men that ever lived. Michael H. Hart, in his top 100, he puts Muhammad number 1.
Yes.
Jules Masserman, you know, in his book on the Turks, history of
Top
the Turks.
100 men.
Right, in the top 100. Then Jules Masserman, in the history, who are history's great leaders. And Lamartine, in his history of the Turks. He says if greatness of purpose, smallness of means, and outstanding results are the 3 criteria of human greatness, who could dare to compare any great man in modern history with Muhammad? He's daring people, bring your candidates. So in other words now, from that point of view, the Christian, the Westerner, will be prepared to concede that Muhammad was a great man. But he was an impostor. In other words, he was a false prophet. So that's the biggest barrier now. Because if you accept that he was also a prophet means that God chose him. If God chose Muhammad, now Muhammad tells you that the flesh of the swine thou shalt not eat. Now you can say, look, I like pork chops. You know, all my life I've been enjoying it. So look, this man is a prophet of God and is authorized by God to tell you now, don't eat the pig, don't drink alcohol, no promiscuousness, don't dance or court or date women. So at every step now, if you believe in this man, that he is a prophet of God, you have to listen to him. It's not just a word saying, I believe he's a prophet. It means nothing. When you say he is a prophet of God, what does it imply? It means that he is chosen by God. Now, if he's chosen by God to guide you, to tell you now, according to your capacity now, that you are not to touch alcohol, you are not to take interest, you're not, whatever he tells you, it becomes binding on you, which you are not prepared to accept. Who? The Jew or the Christian.
Mr. Deedat, I have to, last time I was...
Wow, that's the end of the video.
I needed to watch more.
Yeah.
I like it. This is a very serious topic. So if his daughter is to marry a Christian man, the man has no respect for Muhammad. If you can think about it, I'm not saying the man we the kind of like respect is talking about like
Believe.
yeah, you should not drink, you should not date, and some other things according to what he said. It's not like he's just like cursing or saying something bad to Prophet Muhammad. It's just like if you respect him, you will value his teachings and stuff. So if you don't believe in it, it's kind of like you don't respect him. So if I'm to say as a Christian guy, as I am, if I'm to marry a Muslim lady, truth be told, I will not apply the things of Muhammad. I will live as a Christian. If I am to marry a Muslim woman, I will live as a Christian, even though she is to still continue worshipping as a Muslim, but I will keep up my belief as a Christian. I think most Muslims, most Christians too, are afraid of converting. Because once one religion marries the other, this other we try to convince them to join their own religion. Depends on who is stronger in the faith that will convince the other to join. So it's kind of skeptical in a way. And I've heard about some Muslim dad who don't want their daughter to marry
I've heard about this
Christian.
before. Like,
Also a Christian who don't want to just associate at all with a Muslim.
I've never seen a Christian parents who are smiling when their children want to marry a Muslim. Though.
They don't want to even know.
Despite female male,
they
like,
don't want to know at all. Are you even having a relationship with? Are you normal?
is that what the Bible teaches you?
So it's both ways.
Yeah.
You get, it's both ways.
But for us, it's different. It doesn't have anything to do with gender, though.
No, it's not about gender.
No, he said if it's his male child, he will let the child marry a Christian.
Christian. Oh.
But if it's a woman, he
Because
won't
I feel like the male will kind of like, because the male, according to normal religion, according to our religion as a Christian, the man is the head. So you feel like men are more superior
yeah.
than woman, and a Muslim woman submits. Also, a Christian woman also submits. According to your our religion, as a Christian, imagine I'm a male Muslim and I marry a female Christian. So according to as a Christian, you are a Christian. Our religion teaches to submit as a woman to your husband. So no matter what, the woman will definitely submit to her Muslim husband. You get that? So he feel like it's way better as a man to marry a Christian woman. But if a Christian woman wants to marry, how should I put
Muslim
it? Yeah. So it's kind of like different in gender and gender way, and that's true. But I feel like there's a very serious topic. Like it's way serious, way serious. I'm putting myself in the show. It's just serious. I'm just laughing because the way it's serious when it comes to religion, I don't take it for a joke. It's too serious because where do you lie? Where do you stand for? Where is your faith? That word faith, what do you believe? Where do you stand? It's very, very serious. So your spouse you are marrying affects your life totally. No matter how you try accept or deny it, it will totally affect your life. So you marrying a Muslim lady or you marrying a Christian guy or a Christian lady, it will definitely affect your life. Also affect your kids. So it's either one converts the other. That's it.
Well, I've seen a lot of people that get married, different religion. They don't convert, and their children pick any religion they want.
It affects the children. Thereafter, it ends up affecting the children. That is another thing. It ends up affecting the children a lot. So it's just way best to see you as a Christian you marry a Christian, you as a Muslim marry a Muslim. It's not like you are discriminating. It's just because of faith itself. And when it comes to Hindu, according to what he said, Hindu, he said they worship idol, and that is true. The idol worshippers. We Christians, we don't. Most Christians I know don't marry Hindus. So we don't associate ourselves like that with them. If I'm to point it out for you guys, we don't associate ourselves with them like that with them. But with Muslim, we don't also associate like that. That is just it. That is the truth. Most Christians that I know, I'm putting myself, I'm saying according to my own experience, not according to general itself, like my own experience with Christians. And they don't mostly associate themselves with Muslims, neither with Hindus, even Jewish themselves. Like we believe if you're a Christian, you follow your Christian faith. It's just like maybe Catholic, your church have this name as a Pentecostal, your church have this name as a Pentecostal. Yeah, we follow that pattern. But if it to be like a Catholic, if it's to be like a Muslim and a Christian,
even Catholic and Pentecostals,
it's like a bad combination in some way. But when it comes to faith, like you have to take it very serious because your spouse affects your life. One rule, it affects, it changes you. And that is true. So there's a lady I saw on YouTube. She's a Christian. Her family is a Christian. She ended up marrying a Muslim man. Thereafter, the Muslim man converted her to join the religion. So that's exactly what the man trying to say. You see? So with time, the woman will submit and understand the religion more and join. So it's just how it evolves.
It's strange though. Because I can't stop believing that Jesus Christ is the Son of God.
That is the thing. But you say, according to him, being a Muslim means you accept Muhammad was a prophet.
And there's a lot of doctrine associated with that.
True. And there's a lot of changes in your life that's associated with that. So it depends on your own decision.
Yeah.
So you have, you have to be very careful before you marry. You have to know who you are getting married to. So when it comes to religion itself, you have to be very, very careful. Religion is a very, very big ball game entirely. Where your faith lies in, it's very serious.
Well, I feel this was interesting, but to me, where I come from, they don't teach us that you can marry a Muslim man or you can marry a Muslim woman.
Your normal sense, it's a Christian person you want to marry.
Yes. So. Because your spouse affects your life. Whosoever you get married to affects what you become and what you do more. So it's more likely for you to follow the line you'll be going through than just going to left instead of you keep on going to right. Because if you two get married to someone in a different religion, it's either you don't mind their religion or you don't mind converting to that religion. But unlike some people, someone like me, I really do mind though. I don't mind. Like at first I didn't really mind though. Like I feel I just like thinking broad, like forgetting about this picture. I like thinking outside the box. I really didn't mind about the religious stuff because I feel like it's religion. You can do yours, I can do mine. But the more I watch the Muslim videos, the more I get to understand Islam. I kind of understand it, but just like the way he explained it now. So if as a Christian woman I'm to marry a Muslim man, then nonetheless he will try to change me. Sure. And two, if you're a Christian woman and let me say you're still a Christian, you get married to a Muslim man, is he going to get married to more wives?
According to his religion, it's not a bad thing.
But according to our religion, it's infidelity.
Yeah. So according to his religion, it's as long as you're able to care for the ladies equally, it's acceptable. So according to
Christianity, you are committing adultery. That's infidelity. Because it's also one man, one woman, and together one. So it's a big picture. It's contradictory, it's a lot. But right now, my stand is a Christian, get married to a Christian. Even Christians, I doubt they get married to Jews though. Christians just get married to Christians, most of them, majority of them, except like they're really crazy in love and then they just get married to whoever they're in love with. It's a good thing though. Love is a beautiful thing. But this was interesting and wow, it's a broad topic and there's a lot to talk about. I would really love to see a video about who Christians get married to. Like if they make a video, why don't Christians get married to Muslims or do Christians get married to Muslims?
We've just said it. We are Christians.
No, I know. Like I just want to watch a video of people talking about it also.
Okay.
It's of interest. Or I want to watch a Christian that I've gotten married to a Muslim, him or she explaining the experience and explaining how it works out for them. Because we want to see those beautiful stories that it works out. We're okay like this. I would love to see something like that. So guys, please let us know what you think about our reaction. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share our videos. We'll see you next time.